Peaceful Fountains of Desire, the masseuse. I come with compliments of the manager.
I'm sure you do. Come in.
Really 007.
Well, welcome everybody to the Really 007 podcast. I'm Tom Pickup and I'm here with John Kell, licensed to Kell on Twitter, of course, or X. And we're here for another look into the fourth and final Pierce Brosnan Bond film, Die Another Day. So, yes.
Yes.
And as you can see, we're here with none other than Rachel Grant, who is next to her co-star, which we can see there.
Oh, yes, look.
Yeah. So there is Rachel with Pierce. And of course, in the film, she played probably the best titled Bond girl ever, Peaceful Fountains of Desire.
What does it mean?
What
does it mean to you? Tom, what does Peaceful Fountains of Desire mean?
I don't know. I think it's that sort of Far East mysticism with a bit of class. And I think it's very Bond. Were you, when you got the script, did it have the name on? That specific name?
It did, actually. It did, yes.
Yeah.
And yes, it did. It was Peaceful Fountains of Desire. It was the whole name. And all I remember thinking was, oh, she's got a gun and her name's Peaceful. And then I thought, oh, yeah, she's peace. She has a piece on her. That's what I thought.
Yes, that's good.
Sorry to lower the tone. I always just thought it was an innuendo.
Well, I think it is because, of course, yeah. Well, there's lots there because when I went on set and, you know, you get like a guy that comes along and he does the lines with you. He was an older gentleman and he was telling me how to pronounce my words because they wanted like the Queen's English a little bit because I say Peaceful Fountains of Desire, right? So he told me, well, you know, you come with compliments of the manager. So what does that mean to you? And you're Peaceful Fountains. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, oh, yeah. And you're knocking on the door. And then Pierce goes, I'm sure you do. So it was all very exciting and all naughty. And I loved it. Yes.
Oh.
Of, you know, the old Bond movies with Roger Moore and all those little. Yeah, I loved it. Fantastic lines. So wonderful. Yes. And there's so much there to it, too. I'm like, what else did she say? Oh yeah, I'm not that kind of. Oh, the lines are so good, aren't they? Like it's like in the few lines there are, they're so good actually. Yeah. I'm not that kind of customer. Oh, and I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, right. No, I'm joking. No.
It's such an iconic scene, though, in an iconic Bond. And sometimes it's the last sort of classic canon Bond film because obviously Daniel Craig's were in his own universe. So there you go. Yeah. Yes.
And it was so nice to be in a James Bond film, I have to say. And look, it's over 20 years ago and I'm still talking about it to you. And it's so nice. And I had another podcast this morning and of course it came up and because it was like, what's the favorite role you've ever had? And obviously Peaceful Fountains of Desire isn't exactly my favorite role or character per se, in terms of like characterization, but I'm carrying it with me throughout life. And so it is, I suppose in some ways it has to be, or it's the most memorable, or it's, yes, and it's still exciting to be P-Fob every day.
Well, Rachel, we spoke to one of the first ever Bond girls from Dr. No, Marguerite Lawaz, and she's in her 80s now. I mean, she looks unbelievable. She could pass for 50. She was the photographer in Jamaica, and she was just a normal girl who was spotted by the director in Jamaica and cast in Dr. No, and she's still talking about Bond 60 years later. So that's how iconic it is.
Nice. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be 80 and you're going to be interviewing me.
You've got a few years on it yet.
That's going to be so cool. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a long way. Well, yeah.
It shows you how massive and beloved the franchise is. I mean, it was.
I know. And honestly, like one of the reasons why I wanted to be an actor was from watching movies as a little girl in the movie theater or on TV. And My dad, they used to remember, I mean, I don't know how old you are, but when I was little, they would play Bond movies all the time. And my dad would, dad loved James Bond. He'd have them on. They were on like all the time, I remember. And I remember I loved Roger Moore. And I just loved all the characters were larger than life. And it's funny because I thought the Bond girls were amazing. To me, they weren't like weak women. They were strong. And then there was Grace Jones, and she was really like awesome. And like, she was really strong. So to me, I would watch Bond movies and not think, oh, women are weak and like sex symbols. I thought quite the opposite. I thought, wow, women are great. We're like stronger than men, and we do things like we have gadgets and all sorts of things. We can drive fast cars. I thought we were great. And I loved James Bond just because of that. And I was like, I want to be a Bond girl. And guess what? I was.
Yeah. How refreshing, though. I don't know. I mean, we've spoken to
how much. And then there was that scene where Jaws is with his teeth, and he's like on the ski lift. What do you call those again? Anyway, he's going, and he's like
the
biting
cable car. Yeah.
Oh, the cable car scene is so good. I mean, would I watch it now and think it was still good? I think so. I remember thinking it was so good and so exciting. And I bet James Bond was amazing. Like, it was he was one of the reasons why I loved action movies. And, you know, females were portrayed in action movies. So anyone that says that, you know, women aren't portrayed so well, of course, there's all sorts of women in Bond movies, but I actually looked at Bond movies and thought women are awesome. Yeah, we're so strong. We have guns and we're cool. We can fight boys.
Have you got any Bond girls that were your favorite growing up?
What can I say with that? So I remember Grace Jones extremely well. And was she only in one Bond movie?
Yeah, only one.
Yeah, she was. So I think, I'm not sure why I remember her so well. Maybe I saw the movie more times, or I saw it more times than in my childhood. I remember the visuals as a child. So I remember the little petite blonde girl that Jaws ended up with. And I thought that was so cool. I thought that was such a nice touch. She's like, and what's funny is Richard Kiel. So I was actually sat with him on a convention. I spent the whole weekend with him. I sat next to him. He's a really nice guy. He gave me his signed book and what have you. And he told me the original script that Cubby Broccoli gave him didn't have, I don't know if you know this. Have you?
No, not heard this.
Have him with a petite little blonde girl. They had him meeting somebody like him, like possibly with the same condition. That's what he told me. And so when he got the script, he was a little bit uncomfortable with it. And he didn't like that, he told me. So he approached Cubby Broccoli and he said, you know, this isn't who I want to meet in life. My ideal girl, and I think it will play better, is somebody who's the complete opposite to me, like a little petite, maybe blonde little girl. And Cubby loved it and said, okay, let's do it. And it works. And guess what? He ended up marrying a girl that is petite and blonde and gorgeous.
Yes, in real life. Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that, and I thought that was really nice. Yeah,
but it is smashing stereotypes, isn't it? A lot of this with Bond. People say it's old-fashioned, but they were pioneers in terms of Bond girls, certainly.
Yeah.
So just tell us a bit about your life growing up, Rachel, because you've got a very interesting background, and obviously your mum's from the Philippines. Is that right?
Yeah. So my mother's from the Philippines. My dad's British. He was born in Nottingham, in England. Both my sisters were born in England, and the middle of three sisters. And then I happened to be born in the Philippines because they happened to be there in the Philippines when I was born. Grew up in Nottingham. Nottingham is extremely, in terms of the arts, there's a lot there for creative types. Well, there was, I think it's still there, but maybe not as much as it was. So I was surrounded by a lot of arts, theatre, stage performance. So it was something I always really loved and I was always into, and I always like pursued my dreams with theatre and movies, TV, creativity. And yeah, it was really nice to grow up in Nottingham, and I'm really grateful for it. When you say I've got interesting background, like in what way?
Well, I just mean the sheer amount of stuff you've done, particularly since
I suppose so. I've traveled a lot, over 80 countries visited. I have a daughter now. She just turned 3, and she's done a lot of traveling with me.
Good. You've done modeling, you've done hosting, you've done.
Yes, that's right. I've done all sorts of things. You know, as an actor, you're not always working. That's the same for somebody who, even when I've had like, I had a gig on the Sci-Fi Channel for 2 years.
Yeah.
And projects and seasons come to an end. So I've always been doing a variety of things, TV hosting, editing, commercials. I edit in commercials. I edit quite a lot of commercials now, online commercials. I get hired by companies and I do them. I appear in them. They do very well, mostly commercials for products. So I do that as a side gig, and I do very well from it too.
Good.
So yeah, so all sorts going on. I'm attached to a few projects at the moment and hoping. There was a few setbacks with the strike, and I'm hoping one is supposed to be starting actually next month, actually March. So hopefully it goes along. So yes, all in all, very well, very good, and love to keep busy.
You've got a great website, and I did not realise an advert I grew up with, probably when I was a teenager or a bit older, was that Lynx advert. Yeah. I didn't realise it was you until I saw your website. How good's that?
Oh, really? That's so
No.
funny.
Pulse, the new fragrance from Lynx.
Oh yeah, so that was me. Yeah, that was so funny. We were dancing that like everywhere. We got flown to places to dance it. We're dancing it on Richard and Judy when they were on, and This Morning, and all these different shows, and Saturday Night Club or whatever, a Friday night, and all of this. Blah, 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 Top of the Pops.
Yeah. Oh right, for the video. It's made up, isn't it? The video.
Everywhere. We were dancing that everywhere. It was. I think they had like. I remember being interviewed for an ITV show where they had the top 20 commercials of all time. And number one was some in the UK, I think. Number one was some Michael Jackson commercial, and number two was this one.
Hey.
But it's funny because a lot of commercials that are very successful have great music and dancing because people like remember or whatever. But yeah, I was in that.
You can't have known it was going to be that massive because the song was like released for the remix was released for the advert, wasn't it?
Yes, you are right. No, it's absolutely funny because I've worked on so many projects and commercials where they always say, this is going to be the next biggest show ever. I've worked on so many, I can name so many I've done. This is going to, and the contracts have been that thick, and commercials, this is going to be the biggest hit commercial ever, blah, blah, blah. And then, so I've worked on so many, it's like, yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be big. It's going to be big. And then when it came to this, we're like, okay, oh yeah, hey, it's going to be really big. And we're going to be dancing it all over the world. Yeah, right. And guess what? We were. It was like crazy. I was like, okay, that was funny. Yeah, so you never know. Yeah, of course, at the beginning of every project, everybody wants it to be a success. And you want to say those things. So absolutely, you can keep saying them too. But it was huge. It was really, really big. I was thinking they should get like everyone get together again, see all three of us, and we should do like Lynx. You know, the Axe effect or the Lynx effect is how long ago? Yeah.
No,
it was really good. It was.
It could probably be a TikTok sensation. That.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was saying it could be a real TikTok sensation.
Yeah, maybe if they. It's funny because people do remember it, don't they?
Yeah.
I know. It was good. He was amazing in it. The guy that they cast. I remember the director, the production company picked this. The director picked this guy, or somebody whoever picked the guy, the production director, and then you have like a couple of backups, and I don't think they were so keen on picking him because he wasn't typically your typical looking Lynx guy, right? Usually right, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. worked,
You know,
didn't it?
had a bit of a different look, and he's a lovely guy. I'm still friends with him on Facebook,
Good.
I think. He has a great expression. And they said that they were convinced this was the way to go, not to pick like you're like really suave, good looking kind of James Bond kind that knows how to shave perfectly well and put on his aftershave and spray. No, they wanted somebody that this guy can pull girls. And it's funny because I think when they wrote the script, when they wrote it, they didn't intend for it to be that kind of guy. But when you audition people and you see all sorts of people, and he worked, and he's a pretty good dancer. He's also got quite a good, like, he's tall and very slim, so he's got like a good look, and he was great. He was perfect, and thank God they went with him. It was great. We shot that in Spain, I remember. Yeah, we did that in Spain.
One of the other things I want to ask you about, apart from Bond, before we get to Bond, Rob, who's meant to be on this, is a massive Jean-Claude Van Damme fan.
Oh yeah.
You've had the pleasure of working a film with him, which is amazing.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he's so nice. I was a really big Jean-Claude Van Damme fan when I was little too. I thought he was great. I thought he was handsome, and he could like kick legs like you couldn't believe, and then all the splits he was doing. I would be doing that on my. I would put one leg up on the other, and then I'd use the sofa at home, the two chairs, then I'd make them roll, and I'd be like. I'd be doing all that, and I love Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, and he did so many good ones. Yeah, he's so nice. He's really nice, actually. I liked him very much, and he's a good guy.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, no, he's done so many great movies. Right, yeah.
Because you also did martial arts as well, didn't you? Well, you still do.
My background is ballet and dance, and so it's always good to keep up your other strengths as an actor, because you never know when you can use them. So actually, Jean-Claude Van Damme had background in ballet also. He was a ballet dancer and a martial artist, but he got his flexibility from ballet. So I was always very flexible, and I tried to keep that up. So I remember auditioning for a TV show called Masters of Combat. You know, obviously a look is very important, and then ability is after. That's always the case. And you know, how you look is important. So I looked the part, but I didn't really have martial arts skills, but I had ballet and dance technique. So I made the most of in the audition, I made the most of my ballet. I could kick, I could do this, and they were like, boom, okay, you can do it. We'll teach you how to do martial arts. So I had a crash course in martial arts for about 6 weeks, but I was really with very good and skilled experts in martial arts. They were exceptional, and I was the only one that wasn't. So it was a little hard at times. And the martial arts world is really odd. They are I have so many friends in martial arts, and they can be quite competitive as well. Like my art is better than yours, or the way we do it is better than this style and that style. But my love for Kali, which is a screamer martial arts.
Oh yeah,
Filipino martial arts. My love for that of my Filipino martial arts really blossomed, and I continued with it. I still continue with it, but my guru, my master passed away. He passed away about 3 or 4 years ago, and so I don't have a trainer. It's just something I do by myself. But hopefully, I can do that again if I can find someone.
Brilliant.
So yes, but I loved it. I love it. I love Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, Jackie Chan growing up, Pierce Brosnan.
What a handsome fellow.
Oh, what a guy.
What do you think? What's so odd about this?
Well, for those watching the video, you'll be able to see. But if you're not, if you're just listening, this is a framed picture of Pierce Brosnan, but it is from Tomorrow Never Dies, not Die Another Day. So, is there an explanation for this, Rachel?
Tomorrow Never Dies was before Die Another Day. Tomorrow Never Dies was with Jonathan Pryce.
Yeah, and the world is
he's on the laptop going.
Yeah.
I like Jonathan Pryce. I remember watching him in Miss Saigon. He was amazing.
I saw him as Fagin in Oliver at the West End.
Oh yeah,
he was brilliant.
He's so talented on stage as a musical actor. Anyway, so I had a friend who wanted to be an actor, and he wanted to join an agency. So I said, okay. He had no experience, but I said to him, join this agency. It was called Oriental Casting. That's who I got the James Bond gig through,
Wow.
Oriental casting. So you can't really use that term anymore, Oriental, right? But we used to call ourselves Oriental before. So he's Chinese and British. So he got a job working as an extra for 2 months on Tomorrow Never Dies.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and to say thank you to me on my birthday, and he'd never had any experience working on TV or any film. He went up to Pierce Brosnan's Winnebago, knocked on the door. This is something you just do not do. And he didn't do this. He knocked on the door and he said, "Hello, Pierce. Do you mind signing this poster for a girl that I really like, and I think she'd really appreciate this, and it's her birthday, and I want to say thank you for helping me get this job on this show."
Oh.
And do you know what Pierce did and said? Pierce said, "Of course, please come into my Winnebago, and here is my wife, and here is my newborn baby."
Oh, wow.
Yes, how crazy is that? Apparently he was so nice, and he sat down, and while he was there, he said, "Thank you, Pierce, and in the process, can you sign some more stuff for me?" And Pierce did. Like, how nice is that? Pierce was really nice to him. So what is really strange is I got that before I ever met Pierce Brosnan, and from that person who worked as an extra. Literally, he was one of the Chinese people running away when the helicopter. The helicopter, the helicopter was coming down.
Yeah.
You could see him quickly, he's like running away as the helicopter, which was like moving along this thing. And yeah, it was like, so that's how I got it. And it's so nice. And I really, really love it. And he put a heart there, see?
That's fantastic. That's what an amazing memory. I'm pleased.
I know, that's really good. And then this one up here, that's cool, right?
That is that signed by all?
By everyone?
Yes.
Whoa. All
Whoa.
6.
Oh,
how did
I was at an event 2 years ago. I do this sporting event with with loads of really famous sports people. It's a golfing event, and then it's a charity thing, and then they have an auction at the end of the night, and they have all this sports memorabilia. They have like really good stuff, like everything from Muhammad Ali to like Pele, signed Pele stuff, like cool, really good stuff. And then amongst all of that was that one year, and I'm like, hey, what's that doing there? Anyway, it was going for, I forget how much it was going for. And then anyway, at the end of the night, no one had bought it, and they were packing it away. And the lady that was packing it away, she was literally wrapping it up, and she said, "Oh, I said, how much can I buy that for?" Because I was in a Bond movie, I told her, and I said that would be really cool if I bought that, and it's tax deductible, and I could hang it in my room, and then I could do like videos in front of it. And she said, "Oh, I'll give it to you for $250."
What?
So I bought it.
$250?
What?
That is incredible. Oh my word. But
What?
not just anyone could get it. If I asked for it, they wouldn't give it me. But because you're in a Bond film, that must be worth 10 times that at least, I would have thought. That's brilliant.
So 007 GB Club. And they've got an auction that will come up to raise money for UNICEF. I would say you'd get about 10 times the amount for that at an auction, at a James Bond auction, definitely.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
When I went to the premiere of Die Another Day, I got a really cool goodie bag with lots of
yes.
And I saw it on sale last year on eBay, the complete goodie bag. I think it sold for $5,000. Does that make sense? $5,000?
Yeah.
Unopened. And I'm like, I had that. But anyway.
What, have you not got it anymore?
I've got the things that were in it. Of course I have.
Oh my! And these are some of them. Oh, look at this, everybody!
Yes,
that's the Aston Martin, isn't it? The invisible car.
Oh, brilliant!
But it's not that invisible at the moment.
It's not. No.
But no. It would be really cool if it could become invisible, though. You know, that would be really cool. They should sell James Bond Die Another Day, the invisible car, and there's no car in it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And it's an invisible car, and then they can make money, and it wouldn't cost that much.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, and look what number I got. I got number 817 out of 2,300.
Oh, brilliant. Aston
Martin. And then when I was on Die Another Day set, and Lindy Hemming, the costume lady, and I undressed on the last day, she said, "Put your underwear and stockings in the bin over there." So I did, and then she left the room because you have to leave everything you touch. flower in the hair, costume, earrings, nothing. You can't even take the script. And I was so good. You can't take any pictures or anything. I wish I wasn't so good. I would have like taken pictures of everything, my food, my lunch. Hey, if I had this, back then we didn't have phones. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
anyway,
it is.
Taking selfies of everything. I would take selfies with Pierce Brosnan because I chatted to him in the hall. Can I have a selfie, Pierce? Selfie, picture. I couldn't do anything. I've got no memory of it. Well, only in here, which is fine. But as I left, I took my stockings, my PFOD stockings out of the bin.
Oh,
and I these are the stockings I wore and die another day. So how much will these go for auction anyway?
I think there would be a lot of takers, Rachel. Maybe in a slightly worrying way, but I think definitely.
Yeah. But I also have the underwear, but that's my hand. But that's me only. Yeah. So I also have. Yeah. So I took those two things, and also like I was like, I'm gonna keep those.
Yeah.
They were in the bin. I only wish I'd kept the ones from the day before. And the day before that, I think they gave me the same pair. I'm not really sure. But no, it's so nice to work on a Bond set, I have to say, because everything is beautiful. And the dress was so magnificent. They got me 3 dresses first. They were silk, and they were from Shanghai Tang on, I think it's Regent Street. So I remember after doing the Bond movie, I decided to go into the shop to look at the dresses because I wanted to see the dress last time, because I knew it'd be locked in the 007 costume vault and I would never see it again. And alas, I have never seen it again until, wait for it.
Whoa.
I was rummaging around. I've been looking for my dress from Shanghai Tang 2002 collection, March 2002 collection, Shanghai Tang, silk. It is from China. And in a thrift store, and there were £1,400, and in a thrift store in Seattle, in Peaceful Fountains of
Oh,
Joy.
wow.
Oh my word.
I bought this for 200.
How much? 200.
Look at this, see? Isn't it so cool?
Oh,
that
is amazing.
It's not obviously the original dress, but it is the exact dress that Lindy Hemming bought from Shanghai Tang. I've been looking for this dress for over 20 years.
So you've only just got that? How long have you had it?
That's why I had to delay. I said, well, it'd be really cool. I got it.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so look, see?
Serendipity, eh? Look at that.
Wait.
Oh.
I feel like we're on set now with you as Peaceful.
Peaceful Fountains of Desire.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
This is it, and it's so nice. It's beautiful. So I actually have an event coming up in Washington, D.C. in April.
Oh.
A very good event, actually. It's at the Bond in Motion.
Oh, yeah. Motion,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be wearing this. I'm so excited.
Oh, yes.
That's so
I
good.
have to, but then I'm going to have to put my hair up.
Yeah.
I have to find some earrings, though, that look like that.
Oh, look at that.
And then I've got to find some flower thing that looks like that. But I think I have this. What's weird, I just opened the cupboard before, and this flower came out. So look.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. There you go. Look, the part now, don't I?
Look at that. That's magnificent.
Oh my word.
Goodness me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yes, there you go.
I
Isn't that
suppose when you get the script, though, you don't know how amazing you're going to look in terms of the dress and the the makeup and everything.
Yeah, you hope they make you look good, you know.
Yeah.
Like, well, no. I mean, it's a
In a
Bond
Bond
movie.
film. Yeah.
You hope the lighting is nice.
Yeah.
Which is my bedside and that kind of thing. No, you just have to, honestly, when you're on set, you just have to forget everything and you just have to trust everyone around you. And it's a James Bond movie and they know what they're doing. They really know what they're doing. So it's nice. It's always so nice to work on a really good set because they have top-notch people. And yeah, so I was really excited about this. See?
That's incredible.
Yeah, that can go there. But yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Ooh,
Look at that.
That is so good.
And let's put this flower here just so it.
Yeah.
Here.
Over with Pierce.
Oh.
Here, Pierce. So what else can I show you? Oh, yes. So in the goodie bag, going back to the goodie bag.
Yeah.
Like 10 questions ago, for the premiere for Die Another Day, they gave you really cool things, and in them were these. Look,
Oh,
these are crystal belly jewels. There's only one in there. I do know where the other one is. But what's funny is the reason why I like this. I remember when I saw this, because it was sponsored by Swarovski. So this came in the. What's funny is when I saw this, I remembered one thing as a kid. You remember weird things from James Bond movies as a kid, and I don't know why I remember this. Wasn't there a movie with Roger Moore where he's kissing some girl on his belly, and then he takes
that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's the Octopussy.
Man with the Golden Gun.
Oh, it's Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it was Octopussy, because of the harem, the
Yeah.
but what's so funny is I always remember that. So for some reason, when I saw this in my bag, the first thing I came to mind was, oh, why did they give this? And I was like, oh yeah, because of the time when he took the jewel.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
It shows you're a Bond fan, though. That's brilliant.
I know, but it's weird that I remember weird things like that. And I think as a little girl, you remember it not because it's not. I don't know. It's just so weird. Oh, he took something out of the belly button.
Yeah.
Ooh. So yeah,
You
these
don't
are
really
cool.
understand it as kids, do you? You just accept it and find it really interesting. You don't understand what
No,
Bond's doing.
exactly. It's not sexual or anything. It's nothing.
No,
It's just
no.
oh look, he kissed the belly button and then.
You really do have a magnificent abdomen.
Right. The jewel. Wow. He got. Oh, and then this is. So I love going to charity shops, and I found this in a thrift shop. It wasn't a charity shop, but it is a thrift shop. Isn't that so cool?
Yeah.
So I found this in a charity shop.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Oh, great book. Brilliant book.
And I got it for $1, and I bought it going, oh, look, Die Another Day. Look, James Bond, Secret World. And I thought maybe I'm in it. Alas, there's no picture, but I am mentioned in it twice.
Oh, good.
It's a really, really good book because it mentions to you all these really cool things. Do you know this book?
You've got it, John.
Yeah, love that book.
Yeah, I actually quite liked it because it's quite interesting. It mentions things that you wouldn't normally talk about. And what interested me in Die Another Day. Oh, where is she?
Oh, wow.
It's actually really good. It talks about stuff. It's secret stuff you wouldn't really know. Wait, where is she? Oh no, I don't know where it is anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to
No, don't worry.
Oh no, it's not here. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, maybe I'll
What were you
find
looking
it.
for? Can you remember?
Looking for. Maybe it's here. My name. Oh yes, she's here. It's here at the back. See, I mentioned it. You can see it mentions my name twice. But anyway, it's nice. So do you know this character?
Let's have a look.
So have a look at the picture.
This lady here.
Oh, yes, she's in the beginning, isn't she? In the torture, the pre-title sequence.
Yes, she is. So she's met. Her name is Tamara. Now, I'm pretty sure her name in real life is Tamara.
Yeah.
Sure. I knew this girl quite well. Every audition I showed up at and turned up, she was there.
Right.
She's quite nice, quite interesting. So I always wondered what happened to her, because I remember when I was 24 or something, I asked her how old she was. She was 45 or something.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
She was 20 years older than me, and she looks like she's
amazing. Yeah.
I know, and
that's amazing.
She was very experienced as an actor in a commercial kind of model, but I always wondered what happened to her. I think she might have worked on Tomorrow Never Dies also.
Yeah. I was going to ask you if you knew where she was these days.
I don't know. I'd love to get in touch with her actually. But when I saw that, I remembered her and thinking I used to see her all the time. Okay, I'm going to this. Oh, hi. And then I remember I didn't know she was in the Bond movie until I watched the premiere. I'm like, oh my God, she's in it. Actually, I did though. I think I did because I think I might have seen her and she mentioned it. But then I think I was surprised at how you really could notice her. She wasn't an extra. And it was and she looks good too. So that's interesting. So what else do I have here? Sorry, my podcast with you is quite visual. Oh, this is brilliant.
It's amazing.
So they see this. I got this in the goodie. Oh, did I get this in the goodie bag? Yes, I got this in the goodie bag.
Oh, that's class.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
like? Yeah. Is it
It's got
something-
Swarovski crystals on it. Now
Yeah.
it's for it's a small. It's for a girl. I've never really worn it because I don't want to like damage it. This
Oh,
is what
my God.
stuff or something on it, but it's nice. It's a little T-shirt, but these are original Swarovski crystals, and
Oh,
it's so cool.
That's
So
pretty.
this was in the goodie bag, but I remember thinking if this was in the goodie bag and you're like a big dude that gets it, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
But
maybe
I
you
know
could
that-
tailor.
it might be in that though. You know, the tight T-shirt thing.
Yeah, that's
Huh?
true.
The
Yeah,
tight
it's nice.
T-shirt thing. It might be the design for the men as well.
Yeah, it might be all nice and tight. I know, I don't know how or why. Anyway, that's cool. And then this was sent to me about 2 weeks after Die Another Day finished.
Oh, that's class.
It's really nice. I've never worn it out, but I really like it. And it's a cast and crew.
Oh, that's
Look at
class.
that.
Ah, look.
Fantastic. That's a good
Do you have
fit.
anything on the back?
Yes,
Oh,
it's
The
good.
end of the day on the back.
But 007 podcast is the best. Yeah, there you go.
Whoa.
Another day. It's simple, but it's nice. It's nice, and I've never really worn it, and probably won't because it's nice. I was really thrilled that they sent it to me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What's this package?" And then it was really. I was like, "Oh wow, I've got." Yeah, so it's nice, isn't it? This is nice.
Beautiful.
I
They
like
look after you,
that.
don't they? Bond producers. Everyone we speak to is how
Yeah,
warm they are. Welcome.
those little touches were
Yeah.
really, really nice, and yeah, it's nice to work on. And like when I don't care what car I'm picked up in, but when I got picked up for the James Bond movie, it was a nice taxi. It was nice.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care. I can be picked up on a bicycle. I'll be fine. But it was nice to be picked up in a
Yeah.
nice fancy.
Well, it's-
I do have the shaker. I got like a cocktail mixer and shaker,
yeah.
but it's somewhere in Mum's garage in Nottingham. I did get that, and then I did somehow along the line. I acquired these. I think someone gave them to me. Look.
Oh, that's that's
Oh,
the
please.
villain's car. Yeah, Zhao's car. Oh no, he's in
Yeah,
it.
you know, it's quite sweet. You know, when I haven't done too many Bond conventions, but I do enjoy doing them because you meet Bond fans. And Bond fans, I really like Bond fans. They're like really classy. They're like mini James Bonds,
Thank
and
you.
they're all like, and people give you like nice, like the Bond men fans. They're kind of, I don't know, they're nice. They're put together.
Oh,
They're
this is
hot.
great.
I like them. Here, look.
Look at that.
Yeah, someone gave me. See, I love getting these little gifts. So sometimes people think, oh, when you get gifts, they're not going to look after. No, I really appreciate this. That's really cool. I like that. Nice. Yeah,
Well,
I've got these little cars.
We'll definitely recommend you to come to a Bond convention.
Oh,
Certainly,
100%.
the 007 GB Club would love to see you there.
Yeah, lovely.
I did the NEC twice. NEC. Well, that's not really a Bond convention. That's like a but that was quite nice. I have been invited. I was invited to one in Paris last year, but I couldn't go because of time commitments. And I've been invited to one in Sweden in September, but I don't think I can go. And I'd love to, but you know, I know I'd like to go. I have this. I wanted to show you. So I have, you know, GoldenEye. Oh, GoldenEye the movie. I really like GoldenEye.
That's class.
I love GoldenEye.
Amazing film.
I think it's my favorite Pierce Brosnan. GoldenEye. And talking about do I have a favorite Bond girl? I really loved Honor Top.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's great. And
don't we all?
So many funny moments with her. And then the reason I particularly like James and that Bond movie because I was working ripping tickets at a cinema in London in Notting Hill Gate.
Oh right.
When it came out, I was working in actually Whiteley's. I don't know if I think it still exists, but in the cinema there, ripping tickets. So I was there for opening night when it opened. It was a Thursday night. It opened early, and the movie theater, the cinema was packed. It was really packed, and I was sat at the back watching it, the opening sequence. And when he like flew into that plane, the audience roared with glee, and everybody was clapping and cheering, and I was just like, oh, it's great. And I watched that movie. I must have watched it because I ripped tickets for that movie so many times. I watched that movie so many times, and I really liked it. Yeah, I did. because
that
it
was
was
like
Bond
the
for a
Bond.
long time.
That was the first one we saw. Well, some of us saw at the cinema, so it was the most special Bond for us when we were like 12, I think it came out. So it was so
Yeah, it was so good. I was 18, 17, 18.
Yeah.
Wait, 19 was I? I remember I was still I was living in Notting Hill with my mum, with my sister. So I'm don't know why I've got this out, but I brought it out because I was lucky enough, and I love them to bits for allowing me to do this. I wanted to visit Jamaica one day, and as I do, I want to visit Jamaica one day. So I wrote, and I saw that GoldenEye was there. GoldenEye, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, but it's quite expensive, right? So it's very expensive. So but I really wanted to stay, but I just couldn't pay for something like that. Now, even if I could, I wouldn't pay for. It's just too expensive. So I wrote to them asking them, do you offer any like discounts for Bond girls?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't actually say that. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't actually say that. So I actually do write. I don't write as much as I used to, but I used to write for this magazine that still exists. So I wrote to them. I said, do you offer any? I'm a writer. I'd love to visit Jamaica, and if possible, I'd love to stay in GoldenEye. So do you offer any discounts? And I'll cover it in a magazine I write for. And by the way, I'm a Bond girl.
yeah. That helps. Yeah.
So I was expecting to get like maybe 25% off or 50% off. Do you know what they said? They made me stay there for free.
Oh.
For 5 nights. How kind is that? Is that so kind? And I even got my food, I think, included. They were really, really kind. And honestly, when I got there, Beyonce, I didn't see her. Beyonce was there and Bono was there. Like they have like huge that go there. And I'm like, I'm staying here for free. And they have Ian Fleming International Airport there. And they've got their own private, and people fly in there. People fly in there on private jets. But I didn't, of course. But they were really nice. Actually, the lady that was running it at the time, the manager, she was British. And it's funny because I really like Jamaica, and she said, oh, if there's another island you should visit, if you really like this, that has its own culture, she said Haiti. And what's interesting, obviously Haiti's not a place you can really visit nowadays, but I did just come back from the Dominican Republic, which shares the same
next door, isn't it? Yeah.
I do feel I do have the vibe of it. It was really nice. So anyway, going back to this, what am I showing you here? Oh yes. Oh yeah, so I did stay here. So I wrote, so I stayed there for free, and I wrote this article. See, I took these
beautiful,
pictures.
Oh,
I went to James Bond Beach, see, and then they gave me this private tour of Ian Fleming's villa, which was really nice.
Oh.
I know, it was so nice to go there. Have you ever been?
Unfortunately, not. No. Bucket list.
You
should. You know what you should do? You should get together, because you can rent Ian Fleming's home, and you can like get a few boys together and try and do it.
Do you think they'd give us a discount? We say we're doing a report for Really 007.
Tell them you. Yes, I know you could do something like that. Oh, and then I'm sat at Ian Fleming's desk. I don't know if that really is his desk.
Yes, yeah. I've seen people can go there. Yeah, the public can go there.
Yeah, and Bob Marley. It used to be a donkey racetrack, GoldenEye.
Right.
But I don't know if this man is still alive, but I think he is. Do you know who that is?
No, he worked there.
He used to be the houseboy of Ian Fleming.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. Amazing.
Yeah, so when he was 17, he worked for Ian Fleming. When I met him, he was 80. So now, this was like 12 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
So he'd be like 92, but I don't know if he's still alive, but he told me so many things. He would call, what did he call him? I need to read this article again. Oh, but it was quite, oh yeah, he called him, he had to call him Commander, just Commander. But he used to say that Ian Fleming would lie on the beach there completely naked. Remember the things he told me? He said, yes, so Commander, he'd love Commander, would lie on his beach there, always naked. He said, always Commander was always naked, and I'm like,
This is
okay.
gold.
He was really great. He told me lots of different stories. Things. He told me about how the treasure is buried right in front there, and then every year it comes up, whatever that means.
Wow.
It's some myth, and then if you see it come up, you know where the treasure is. Some like gold treasure. Something apparently crashed there a long time ago.
Oh, right,
And there's
okay.
like treasure or something hidden there. But there's all sorts of interesting stories. But it was really wonderful to visit Jamaica and stay there. It is a beauty. It's not typically the kind of resort I'd stay at.
Yeah.
Because I like something not as manicured and perfect. But I did like it very much, and they were very nice. And that history that they have there, and also that, you know, they don't make it so cheesy. It's not like in your face, I'm on a James Bond resort. It's not like that. There's subtle things, lots of pictures of Ian Fleming, very nicely done, very classy. And I really loved it. And if I could ever go back again, I will one day.
Yeah. Well, you're part of that world now, aren't you? You've been in a Ian Fleming's James Bond film, Dine of the Day.
I know. So Ian Fleming, the last book he ever wrote was Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry. It's like a bit of a trick question.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. Yeah. I didn't know
but
that he wrote that. That's
what's
amazing.
interesting, it is about the flying car. It's like, again, it's along the lines of
Yeah.
Gadgets.
What's really weird is, you know where Ian Fleming's buried? He's buried in a place called Sevenhampton.
Yes. Didn't know that. Yeah.
I've been, so my father actually lives there, so I go to his grave every single year.
Oh my word.
So many connections here. This is brilliant.
I know, it's really weird. And the church that he's buried in a church.
Yeah.
Is, I don't know if you know the name of the church.
You're testing us here. We're going to get found out.
Yes. Have a guess. What's the name of the church?
St. Ian. No, there won't be a St. Ian.
St. Rachel.
James.
Yeah, St. James.
Oh, St. James.
Yeah.
St. James. Yeah, it's St. James. The name of this church is St. James.
There you go.
And why do you think, I don't know if this is true, but why is 00777? Somebody told me that knew him, apparently, that it's because he's from Sevenhampton. That's where he's buried.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Of the seven, is it the seven? Is it like rivers or something? The seven.
I can't believe this. This is brilliant. Yeah.
I know everything is like, he was full of like cute clues and codes and things like that. Who knows? But I remember, so it was
Rachel, you're exposing our lack of knowledge.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
My father says it was him, but I'm not sure if it was him or not. It might have been, but my dad probably did. Do you know when his headstone was vandalized and they removed? It was you, wasn't it? I'm joking.
No.
Because they said it was a crazed fan. You're a fan, but you're not crazed, so you let off.
Yeah, we are weird.
Right. Apparently it was removed. So my father said he was the first to discover it, or he discovered it.
Brilliant.
Because he lived there. But I don't know if he did discover it or not. But he definitely saw it the morning it was discovered. And if you go there now, they have replaced it, but they've got lots of cameras now, so you can't do it again.
Okay. We won't try anything on, don't worry.
Did you hear what happened to the gun from Another Day?
Your gun?
The gun that Peafod had strapped to her thigh. Peafod. Somebody called me that once. So
I've not heard that one before.
Peafod. That's an awful name, Peafod.
Yeah. Peaceful's better.
And that appears, Roston knocked on the door, James Bond, and I go, hello, I'm Peafod. And I come with compliments.
It should be a Twitter handle.
Yeah.
Peafod. It's horrible. Peafod. Yeah, Peaceful Fountains of Desire. Yeah, somebody, I don't know, someone once did a post on me or something, and they went hashtagged Rachel Grant, hashtag Peaceful Fountain, and then hashtag, I think Peafod. And I was like, what's Peafod? I was like, oh.
I wish I could claim the credit on that, Rachel.
Peafod.
We'll use it going forward. I just want to know, to go back to the beginnings, and how did you get cast? And this is fascinating. And who did you meet with when you were cast?
It was a really weird situation. I'll try it before, so I don't make it 20 minutes long. I will tell you this.
Okay.
I auditioned for Die Another Day on a Thursday. I got the call the day before. It was a Wednesday. And they said, tomorrow, you are going to, not a casting suite, you are going to Eon Productions in Mayfair.
Wow.
They said it's not a casting suite, it's an office. And might I add, it's a very, very fancy office,
Yeah.
really. I don't know if it's still there, but it was very fancy. And we don't have any script for you. They're not releasing it. You will get it there. And I was like, okay, it's a character in a Bond movie. They've had a change of storyline. This is what they said. They've had an immediate change of storyline. If you get the job, you'll be filming next Monday. I'm like, what? And Wednesday. And if you get the job, you'll be filming on Monday. So I remember I went along. Oh, I wore a Chinese dress. Oh, I just saw it today. I should have worn it. I can still fit into it. That's what's amazing.
Brilliant.
I just saw it this morning. I was rummaging through something and I thought, oh, this is the Chinese dress I wore for the James Bond movie. So I wore I wore a Chinese dress for the Bond movie because I knew they wanted a Chinese girl. And I'm half Asian, I'm half Oriental, Far Eastern. I'm half Far Eastern. So I knew I needed to look as Far Eastern as possible, as Chinese as possible. I thought, well, I'm not quite there. But I knew for a Bond movie, it could work because people can be mixed. Maybe I'm half British, which in the end, apparently I was half a British.
Yeah, well, you're very well spoken, aren't you, in the film?
Yeah, so exactly. She would have been studied in England or blah, blah, blah. She's working for this. And maybe she's worked for who did she work for, actually? It was like, whose side is she really on? So that was never really established or what have you. And then, what am I talking about? I forgot. I waffle on
the casting. Well, you went in the dress. Chinese dress.
Oh, gosh, what a long-winded story I'm telling. So anyway, I'm tired now. I can't be bothered. So I go into the audition and I knew it would be really hard for me to get the job. So not only did I wear a Chinese dress, I brought my nunchuckers. I really did. I brought my nunchuckers. And I met Debbie Muck Williams. Oh, while I'm waiting in the foyer, and there's this very pretty Korean actress that's waiting there with me. And I know she's Korean because I asked her, oh, hi. We both have the same script. And she told me this. She said, I got cast in a role in the Bond movie, but they changed the script. She said something like that. So I have to re-audition again. And when she told me that, my heart sank.
Oh, right.
Well, and then firstly I thought, oh, I feel really bad for her. And then I thought, oh, maybe she'll get the role. And then I thought, and I feel really bad for her, so maybe she should. So anyway, and then I forgot about it. And anyway, I went into the audition, up the stairs, into this wonderful room. Debbie Muck Williams is there. And there was an amazing chandelier. I remember the amazing chandelier above me because I had this idea to whip out my nunchuckers and do this nunchucker demo. And I'm like, okay, so how high can I do that before it hits it? And then there's always this worry that what if the nunchucker flies out of your hand and then you break something that's like full of ornaments. So I just literally go, hey, look, I can do this. I literally went, hi, Debbie, just before I do my scene, look, I can do this. And she was busy doing something. And then she just looked up and went, oh, and I could do a really, really, really good nunchucker demo. I could do it through my legs. Like so amazing. It would blow you away. I kind of can do it still, but I was like at my peak where I could do it and I can still. Anyway, she said, oh my goodness, I have to get this on tape. So she put it on tape. So I actually did my nunchucker demo before I recorded the lines.
Right.
And then I recorded the lines. Yeah. I recorded the lines and then that was that. And then on Saturday morning, I got a phone call.
All right.
I remember where I was. I was at an event for the Mini had just come out. Was it the Mini Cooper?
Oh.
No, does that make sense?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, the new design. Yeah.
I was at an event because I remember when they were offering me, this is so weird. It was like around 11:30, 12 noon. And when I got a phone call, this is no joke. This is so weird. I was being offered a glass of champagne. I was at an event. I think it was the Mini Cooper. It was some car event. I know. Anyway, it was like just some car dealership, and I was being offered a glass of champagne. So when I got the car, I got the glass of champagne in my hand, and it was like, this is so weird. It's like 11:30 in the morning. Woohoo!
Oh, no, that's very Bond as well, isn't it?
I know. Like out, and guess what champagne it was? It was Bollinger. No, I'm only joking. I
Was
don't
it?
know what champagne it was.
It might have been.
It might have been. You're right.
Oh. Did you get to meet Barbara Broccoli? Or any of the
Oh, it is.
producers?
Yeah.
She? How
Yes,
was she?
I did. She was very serious, but I
Yeah.
think at the time when I met everyone, there was a bit of an odd mood
Right.
going on. There was a few like heated conversations on set in front of me. Yeah, I could tell there was something going on. Yeah. So yeah, there was a few things going on, but it was really nice to work with Lindy Hemming again, because I'd actually worked with Lindy Hemming on the set of Tomb Raider.
Oh yes,
Because
yes.
I doubled for Angelina Jolie. And it was funny, when I walked in, she knew how I was. She said, when I saw your name, she said, I knew who you were. And she went, Rachel, she went, you've gone from what did she say? You've gone from body double to Bond girl. And I remember when she said that, I was like, oh, that's great.
That's amazing.
Anyway, on set of Die Another Day, I was standing on set, and then they said, okay, you don't need to be on set anymore. Your body double can stand in place. And you know what I said? No, I'm on set. Don't put me away. Don't. I said, no, body double. I don't need one. I'm on set. I'm not sitting down. I'm not gonna. I did. I'm like, I was watching everyone. I was watching the guy. Every time we did a new take, or I put down my bottle, I had like a little. Where is it?
You got it here.
A little bottle in my hand.
Oh yeah.
The guy took it off me and was polishing it. Everything I touched. They're so professional. It's so amazing. Every little detail, everything is like polished and what have you. And do you know how he breaks the mirror, the glass? He throws the ashtray.
Yeah.
So we did that 3 times, and they came along with the mirror. And I'm like, how many mirrors do you have? So it's made out of like sugar and stuff like that. So yeah, and like everything, it was 3 days.
Was it? Yeah. Was it at Pinewood you did it? At Pinewood
yes,
Studios?
on the 007 stage.
Oh.
It was super nice. Yeah. It was really good.
On the bed, please. Face down.
Yes, of course.
I'm not that kind of masseuse.
I'm not that kind of customer. You think I haven't always known your Chinese intelligence, Chang?
Hong Kong's our turf now, Bond.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it. I'm not here to take it back.
Put my down.
Put your hands down.
What the hell do you want?
Just to help you settle a score. Zhao killed 3 of your men. You get me into North Korea, I'll take care of them for you.
What's in it for you?
Chance to get even. Zhao has information I need.
I'll have to ask Beijing.
Do it. Now get out. Unless you really want to give me a massage.
即係攞喺度，快走！
And then Pierce Brosnan was really nice too.
Yeah, tell us
And
about
he
Pierce.
wasn't his body double on set either. So I got to like work with him quite a lot because we were chatting. Yeah. Yeah, he's really friendly. He's so nice.
Did you tell him about your amazing story with the picture behind you?
Oh no, I didn't.
We'll have to see him again then, won't you, to tell him?
I don't think I did. No, I'd rather that. I'd be too shy to tell him that. Maybe I should have.
I can't believe that, Rachel.
I will tell you, I do know somebody. I had an agent in LA who did have dinner with Pierce one day. I mean, I'm sure when he says I had dinner, it was with other people.
Yeah.
He happened to mention me, and Pierce was, oh yes, lovely
boom.
Rachel. He went like that. Anyway, and I know this girl because I know this lady. She's Chinese, and she was taking a flight. She told me from Hong Kong to something or another. No, I'm not telling you. There was a lady I know. She's a very good friend of mine. I'm still friends with her. She is Chinese, and she told me once, did you know I slept with Pierce Brosnan once? I was like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's a Chinese lady. She said yes, and then she told me her little joke. She said, I was on a flight from Hong Kong to, I forget where, it was somewhere else in Asia. And I was in first class. She always travels first class. And anyway, I sit down on this seat and it's a night flight. So she must have been going far away somewhere. And it was a night flight. And then she wondered who would be sitting next to her. And it is quite interesting. You never know who's going to be in first class on some of these flights, particularly like LA to New York. That's first class, or LA to like Hong Kong. You get some big celebrities. And she said, I couldn't believe it. It was Pierce Brosnan. He came down and sat next to me. I was like, hi. And then anyway, when it was time to sleep, he said me lay down. And they said, I just turned my head. Brosnan's lying next to me. How funny is that? But that would be really weird. Imagine if I like sat on a little bit. Oh, hi, Piers. P-Fod here to me.
Oh, with all the traveling you do, it might happen. You never know.
I know, that's like so funny. I know she told me that joke that she sat in first class and Pierce Brosnan. But he's very friendly. Everything I know, that everyone that's ever met him has always said he's very nice.
Oh.
And he is, and it's that's rare to find, particularly for somebody that's reached, he's such a big star and actor.
The director, Lee Tamahori, what sort of insight can you give to him as a director?
Oh, he's really intense. He's really good to work with as a director. I think he's wonderful. He, and I don't know if I should be saying this, he said actually Piers said this, Piers said we're looking through all the other girls, I shouldn't say it like that, looking through a couple of the actors that we liked for this role. We're all together. He said that we're all together watching the audition clips. And that's a little bit unusual because it wouldn't really happen like that. I think they had to view it maybe offset or something because it was like a last minute change. He said, now when we come to your video and everyone's like looking at these nunchuckers and going, okay, we have to get her. And so, and then Lee Tamahori said, the nunchuckers are so great. They've never really been used before. I like the idea of bringing them in somehow, he said, but I don't know if we can or not. He said something like that. And then he was really friendly at the, I was invited to the after party, which was amazing. The rap party. Oh God, that was in some warehouse in East London. And they decked it out to this amazing after party, amazing. And I was just walking around there and Lee Tamahori comes up to me and I was really worried, that, I've been in a couple of movies before and you never know how much they put in the movie and how much they take out. So I was like, if I'm in it just like 5 seconds, that's fine. If I'm not in it, oh God. So anyway, he came up to me at the after party because I know some actors that appeared in Titanic and there was a whole chunk of Titanic cut out and they were not but anyway, he came up to me and went, he remembered me and he was like talking to me. He was like, yeah, we really it's a lovely scene. It's great. It really sets the stage for, he was telling me, it's Bond. This is the first time we're seeing James Bond. He's cleanly shaven. It's an important scene. I was like, oh, did you include me? He said, of course, it's an important scene. It's James Bond. He reveals himself. And do you know that he was meant to be topless in the scene? That's how it was written. Yeah, because it was funny because I remember reading, oh my gosh, it's topless. And Pierce Brosnan is like, because my mum used to have a huge crush on Pierce Brosnan because he used to be Remington Steele. And so that was on all the time. And I remember watching it as I was really a little girl going, oh, look at this guy. Anyway, Remington Steele. Yeah, he's good looking. I admit it. He's cute. I like him. Oh, I did. Anyway, I liked him. Yeah, I remember thinking he was one of the first people growing up and thinking, oh, he's a really nice looking man. Anyway, so I'm like, oh no, Pierce Brosnan's gonna have no clothes on. Anyway, he ended up having a shirt on, which is probably better, I think. Yeah, because we're seeing him as Bond, with the in the background, right? They have all those touches. I think, does he put his watch on or there's something?
Yeah, the shaving and everything.
Yeah.
Because if you'd have had a scene with him, if you had a scene with him about 5 minutes earlier, he would have had the long hair and the beard, and the pajamas.
Yeah.
So you got a better deal, Rachel.
But it is such an important scene, isn't it? Because he's come out of torture, and a beautiful woman's coming onto him, and basically it shows that he's still got his mind
coming onto him. He came onto me.
Right.
No, a woman appears, right?
All right. Well, okay.
He's doing a job. We didn't know that.
But he's doing the job. That's the thing.
Yes, and there's
He's
a
doing
bed
the job.
there. It's classic scene. There's a bed. There's
Yeah.
the champagne.
You think it's
There's
going
the
one way, don't you? But it's a
It's-
twist, isn't it?
I tell you, it's PFOD, isn't it? It's
Peapod. Yeah.
But they're
it
really
is.
good lines, aren't they? Like, I'm not that
Yeah,
kind of
they are.
customer.
They're really nice
Really good.
lines.
Yeah.
They are. Yes, it's they have right. And I did meet the two writers. What are they called again?
Oh, Purvis and
Purvis.
Wade.
Yeah, they were there.
Were they?
I met
Yeah.
them.
Did he thank them for the lines?
No, no, I don't think so. I just remember meeting them, and I met them with Barbara Broccoli.
Yeah.
But they were hanging around quite a bit, and yeah, it was quite nice. All in all, it was very good. I wish I had a camera and took pictures. I wish I was a goody two shoe and didn't listen to all the orders not to do this and not to do that.
Well, you've got enough memorabilia.
I did take my stockings.
Stockings.
Yeah, I did take them.
Dear me.
Yeah. Anyway, it was really nice, and it's so nice because I can relive doing this again and again with like speaking to you or wearing this dress at an event in Washington DC. I get invited all over the world. I was flown to Australia once on a gig, and I was with I forgot his name, the Australian James Bond.
Oh, George Lazenby.
Yeah, George Lazenby. Oh my God, the stories that he tells. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I was with him for a week, and he was most interesting.
Did you?
Very interesting. And
Did you meet Daniel Craig then on the Tomb Raider?
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't met Daniel Craig. Oh, I'll tell you a really funny story. It happens to be, so I'm born in the Philippines. So there happens to be a Filipino church in it's somewhere in New York. I don't know exactly where it is, but it is a Filipino church. I was walking, I think it's around the Italian, there's like an Italian area and restaurant. Anyway, I'm walking somewhere along there. I'm walking a bit. I suddenly see a church, and outside is hanging the Filipino flag. It's like a small church. So I walk in, and sure enough, there's some Filipino, there's no mass going on. There's a Filipino lady there lighting some candles and stuff. And she sits down, and I sit next to her, and she starts talking to me. And she, for some reason, she asked me what I do. No, did she? No. I know what. She asked me what I do. And I said, right. I said, I'm an actor and I do this and that. And she said, have you been in anything? I might know. And I said, yeah, I was in a Bond movie once. And I didn't say much more because I don't want to go into a whole conversation. And then you know what she said to me? She said, oh, did you know there is a Filipina Bond girl? Yes, there is one. We have one. She is a British Filipina. And I was like, oh. And then she said, and I remember her name. It's Rachel. And I was like, and then she said to me, and I was like speechless. I didn't know whether to say, oh, this is me. She wasn't connecting the dots. No, she was a little bit whatever. And then she, oh yeah, her name is Rachel Wise. She went, Rachel Wise. Yeah, Rachel Wise is her name. And I'm like, okay. But I think she got confused because like Rachel Wise is married to like Daniel Craig.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
And yeah, so she kept saying, yeah, Rachel Wise is a Filipino Bond girl. I said, and I just said to her, oh, I don't think Rachel Wise is Filipino British. I don't think so. I didn't have the heart to tell her.
No.
She was so excited to tell me, oh yeah, you know, we have a Filipino Bond girl.
Me. Oh, bless her.
She was an older lady of some kind. And then anyway, that was a funny story. I remembered that one. Yeah.
I think Bond needs to go to the Philippines. I'm not sure he's been there in films, certainly. I think that'd be a great place.
So would actually be quite a I did think about, it would be really good. What would be really good is you can island hop really easily on a jet ski. And I know you can do that in lots of places, but there is something really cool to doing it in the Philippines. And I actually think a perfect place for him to go to do it on is a place. There are so many islands and nice places in the Philippines. There's a place called 100 Islands where they have these coral reefs, and they're very unique and unusual. And the place has got it's got many islands. But you can zip line from island to island. So done it so you can zip line, but you could do something Bond like there where he like maybe paraglides island to island.
Yeah.
And then you can jet ski in quite a cool way too. And what's interesting about 100 Islands is they have these huge giant clams. I was part of the restoration program with the corals and the giant clam restoration. Yeah, we would plant corals. So it's quite interesting. So they have these, when the pearls grow inside them, they can be massive. So maybe he could be looking for something that was hidden. The clams are huge, and to open them are very hard. So maybe I don't know, maybe there's something that's hidden there, or there's something going on. Or they also have these coral, they also are hollow inside these islands. So maybe there's like some villain living inside one of them, and then the corridor opens and out comes Pearl. I don't know.
Rachel, you need to get on the blower to Purvis and Wade and give them an idea for the next Bond film, I think.
I know, it would be quite interesting. Yes.
We've just done a ridiculously long review of the film, really, really ridiculously long. And we're kind of trying to reappraise.
17 hours.
Yeah, many hours long. Yeah, many parts.
That's very long time.
Yeah.
That's very long. Have you heard of I'm sure you've heard of the TV show 007 Road to...
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You should go on it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Some of us will do better than others.
Is it a good show? Is it good?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah,
it was good.
Well, they're shooting now a season 2. They're interviewing
are
people.
they? Right, okay. I was going to say, it seems something that you'd probably love to go on it, wouldn't you? The adventuring and traveling.
Yes, I suppose.
You couldn't go on it, obviously. But...
I haven't actually seen the show, but I've had many people tell me I should be on it. So I haven't actually seen it. But it sounds interesting, and it's the only TV show I believe made by the Bond people.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We've actually chatted to a couple of lads in it who did really well. And
are they Bond fans?
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have to be a Bond fan to go on it, but I think it does help with some of the tasks.
No, right, that helps. No, you need to be a Bond fan. They probably say you don't need to be, but you definitely have to like James Bond.
Well, we think so. Yeah.
Because you have to have the enthusiasm. If you're not into Bond, you have to have that. Yeah, you have to. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
You have to go on it now. We can go on it together as a trio. Hey, look at that.
That would be good, wouldn't it? I mean, you'd probably fare better than me and John, I think, to be honest. We'll give it a go, though.
Yes.
But yeah, so people must still talk to you about Die Another Day, and do they have like a good reception of the film? Because it's quite an unusual Bond film. It's more fantastical, perhaps, than others.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize how people felt it was maybe not the best of the 4 that Pierce did. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard for me to really judge it. I don't really mind at all, because I remember watching things like Moonraker and
exactly
some of the other Bond movies, and this is why we love Bond. It's just one of those where we can I actually thought, but this is what the fun side. This is James Bond completely, and the invisible car. That's right.
There it is.
You know, I can take this Aston Martin out of here and sell it on eBay and go, the invisible car for sale.
Yeah. No, please don't. You got to keep that one.
No, this is so cool. I love it.
Yeah, but we want to return to that fun Bond, I think. The fun Bond that you were in.
Yeah.
A lot of people we know who aren't massive Bond fans love Die Another Day, because it is just escapist fun, we think.
Yes, it is. It is fun. It is good. I think so. I'm surprised that people would say that so much, because we forget what Bond is, really. Maybe it's the changing times. I like it. I mean, it's hard for me to watch it, but I think the moments that they're thinking of it, as I said, it reminds me of a lot of the older stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why we love going to the movies. That's why we love James Bond to start with.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and I know as a kid, I would have loved Die Another Day. That's I'm sure loads of kids watched that and thought, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to ask you about the premiere, you went to the Dine of the Day premiere, did you, in the West End?
It was at the Royal Albert Hall.
Oh, was it? Oh, lovely. Right.
Oh,
It was, and the Queen attended because
yeah?
it was for her, it was for her Jubilee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which year was that?
50?
50?
50.
50.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Golden Jubilee.
Golden Jubilee. Yeah, so it was for her, and she loves Bond movies. So so she went. Yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean,
Yeah, so it was a really amazing. I brought my mother with me.
Oh,
and
lovely.
it was nice. It was really nice to go to it, and it was funny because when my scene came up, I was really nervous when it was coming. It was coming down, and I didn't look at it once. I looked down. I looked down. And I was like, kept saying, "Is it over? Is it over? Is it over?" I just didn't want to see it. I just couldn't cope with it. It was like on the big screen and everybody's watching it. I couldn't cope with it. I couldn't cope with it. And I think the first time I ever saw me I couldn't cope with it. I had that. Oh dear, I had that problem. My dress. I had that problem with watching myself. So what happened was the first time I ever saw me in Die Another Day was even when I had my new show reel edited. It was very hard for me to watch, but I actually saw it before then. I was on a plane. I was flying on a plane. I think I was going to the Philippines. And do you remember how on planes, it must have been an old plane, we didn't have our own, we had our own TV screen, but everything played the same thing. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So, and then it would play on the big screen where everybody could see it, and then everything played on the same thing. So I remember like kind of dozing off and then waking up and looking at the screen. And I was like, oh my God, there's my thighs. I know they were my thighs. I saw my thighs and I saw the gun and the pink dress. And that pink dress is so obvious to me. And then I suddenly saw this gun and it was all on all the TV screens. It was like I was in a nightmare. I was like, I'm on a plane and everywhere around me is showing me. And that's literally, I woke up and I saw my thigh, a gun coming out of my leg and a gun doing this to my neck. It was like a nightmare. And that's the first time I ever saw myself on TV. And everybody was watching it. It was like repetition. And I was sitting on an aisle seat and I literally could see it everywhere on the big screen. I'm like,
So Rachel, you can say that the Queen has seen your performance before you did.
Oh, yes. Did you know I'm related to the Queen?
Are you? Are you really?
Yeah. And when my grandfather was second cousin to the Queen, and when he passed away, I wrote to her, and she acknowledged that we were related. Oh yeah, when the Bond movie was coming out, Bond girl on Her Majesty's Secret Mission or Service. Oh. Yeah, Queen's cousin, William and Harry's cousin. Yeah, my great grandmother was Ernestine Bowes-Lyon. She was, so my father's family, Scottish origin. That's where we get the Grant from. And she, with the Bowes-Lyon family. The Queen Mother's family. So the Queen Mother's family, she married, obviously, the King. And then, yeah, so that's how I'm related.
Fantastic.
But I do have a lovely letter from Buckingham Palace with her kind words. What's funny is when I sent her my best wishes and love in the letter, and she wrote back best wishes too. It wasn't so formal.
Oh, this is amazing. Fantastic, Rachel.
Queenie. And I have, Queenie.
In America, in Memphis, there is honestly the biggest Bond fan ever. Lorenzo, he's called. And his favourite films are The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day. He's obsessed with Pierce Brosnan. And I didn't know whether you could sort of just give him a shout out, give him a hello. He's called Lorenzo.
Lorenzo! Where are you in Memphis? Lorenzo! I am peaceful fountains of desire, Lorenzo.
Oh.
People, and I wish you peace. Oh, big kiss to you. Lorenzo. Finish the podcast. I forgot to talk about my opera. Yeah, my grandmother was also an opera singer, so
Goodness
that's.
me.
So was that good enough, Lorenzo? Hi, Lorenzo. It's so nice you're a Bond fan. I love Bond fans.
Rachel, unbelievable. Thank you so
Right.
much.
But thank you so much, and thank you for making a mess of my studio room, because I have to come back and tidy it up now. All right, bye so much. Thank you, Tom and John. Be
Yeah,
good.
we'll
P-Fudge.
take care, Rachel.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
You can hear loads of our other episodes on iTunes, Spotify, and our YouTube channel, where we have interviews, special episodes, and reviews of all the Bond films. Simply search Really 007 Pod, and you should find loads of weird and wonderful content.